Hello friends, and welcome back to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today we are continuing the King of the Hill with Fall Classic Baseball, and it's going to be another very interesting matchup. The 1952 Yankees have become the current King of the Hill by virtue of beating the 1975 Cincinnati Reds in our last game by a score of 12-7, but it was a tight one. It's much tighter than the final score indicates. So they become the home team today. We are in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. And the 1952 World Series champion New York Yankees are hosting the 1969 Baltimore Orioles, who were, of course, heavily favored to win their World Series, but did not get the job done against the Miracle Mets of 1969. The pitching matchup, an interesting one. This is the first game for the 69 Orioles, so they get to use their ace. It's Jim Palmer on the mound, who was recovering from injury coming into the 1969 season. No one really knew how effective he was going to be, but he ended up being 16-4. And he will be opposed by right-hander Vic Raschi for the 52 Yankees. Could have gone with Eddie Lopat, but I decided to go with Raschi because I think the matchup against a righty is a little bit less awesome for the Orioles than a lineup against the lefty. We'll see how that turns out. In 1952, Vic Raschi was 16-6, so it's 16-4 for the Orioles against 16-6 for the Yankees. The winner of this game today will go on and play the 1974 Los Angeles Dodgers. They will host the 74 Dodgers in our next game. All right, so with no further ado, let's get to today's starting lineups and play some Fall Classic Baseball, King of the Hill style. Visiting 69 Orioles, it's Don Buford leading off in left field. Paul Blair will bat second in center field. Frank Robinson bats third in right field. Boog Powell bats fourth. He'll be at first base. Brooks Robinson bats fifth. He'll be at third base. Elrod Hendricks bats sixth. He'll be behind the plate. Davey Johnson bats seventh. He'll play second base. And Mark Belanger bats eighth. He will be at shortstop. Jim Palmer bats ninth. He's on the mound. 26 games, 23 starts, 11 complete games, good for 181 innings, and the 16-4 record. For the homestanding 1952 New York Yankees, Gene Woodling will lead off in left field. Gil McDougald bats second at third base. Mickey Mantle bats third in center field. Yogi Berra bats fourth. He'll catch. Hank Bauer bats fifth. He'll play right field. Johnny Mize, one of the heroes of the last game against the Reds, will bat sixth and play first base. Phil Rizzuto bats seventh. He'll play short. And Billy Martin bats eighth. He'll be at second base. Vic Raschi on the mound, hitting ninth, 31 games, 31 starts, 13 complete games, good for 223 innings pitched, and a 16-6 record. We are ready to go in the Bronx. See how this one turns out. Stepping into the batter's box is left fielder and switch hitter Don Buford. And Vic Raschi's first pitch, we are underway. And this could be, it's not a walk. It's going to be a ground ball to Gil McDougald at third base. He's up with it and throws to Johnny Mize at first for out number one. Let's check everybody's stuff. We got Vic Raschi. I'm dropping dice. We got Vic Raschi first. He will have B stuff today. And Jim Palmer will have B stuff as well. All right, Paul Blair comes to the plate. The second half of the speed at the top of the Baltimore order. Raschi kicks and deals to Blair. And Blair swings it and hits it in the air to right. Hank Bauer toward the line is going to make the catch for out number two in the first inning. Now it's Frank Robinson. Raschi winds and deals to Robbie, and he hits it on the ground to Billy Martin at second base. Billy gloves it to his left and throws to Johnny Mize for out number 3 in inning number 1. We go to the bottom of the first with no score. Raschi with a 1-2-3 start to his day against the Orioles. So it's Woodling, McDougald, and Mantle up against Palmer in the bottom of the first. Jim winds and delivers. And Woodling hits this one on a line at Buford. He's going to make the catch for out number 1. Gil McDougald comes to the plate. Palmer winds and deals. McDougald swings and hits it on a ground to Brooks Robinson at third. Brooks to his left plants and throws to Boog Powell for out number 2. Comes Mickey Mantle. 3 hits for him in the last game. The pitch from Palmer is gonna be a pop-up. And this will be Johnny Mize in fair territory, and he's gonna take it for out number 3. We go to the second. No score. Pair of 1-2-3 first innings for both clubs. So it'll be Powell, Brooks Robinson, and Elrod Hendricks for the Orioles in inning number 2. Raschi winds and delivers to Powell. And Boog takes a rip and hits it high but not deep to right. Bauer in his tracks. Hank puts it away for out number 1. Brooks Robinson now. Raschi winds and deals. This will be an error check unless Vic strikes him out. 1-3, he does not. So the error check is a 52. It's going to be an error check for second baseman Billy Martin. And Billy's error number is a 4. And he boots it. It's going to be, throws it in the dirt and it bounds past Mize. Going to second is Brooks Robinson. It's a 2-base throwing error for Billy Martin. And Elrod Hendricks comes to the plate. The first break of the game goes to the Orioles. Can they capitalize? 1 out and Robinson at second. Raschi the stretch, the pitch to Elrod. And hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. 2 down. Davy Johnson. Belanger would be next. The pitch. Johnson swings and hits it in the air to right. On a line at Hank Bauer, who's getting his road work in today. He makes the catch and Raschi pitches out of trouble. Billy Martin gets off the hook. We go to the bottom of the second. No score in the Bronx. Palmer now has to hold serve, facing Berra, Bauer, and Mize in the Yankee second. Jim kicks and deals. Yogi swings, hits it on the ground to Boog Powell. He's going to take it unassisted and makes the play for out number 1. Hank Bauer. Palmer winds and delivers. Bauer smokes this one. Center field. Under it is Blair, and there's 2 down. Now it's Johnny Mize. Palmer winds and delivers to the big cat. Mize swings and hits it on the ground to Belanger at short. Mark comes in a couple steps, takes the bounder, and throws to Boog Powell for the putout. Yankees are retired in the second. 6 up, 6 down. In the first 2 innings for Palmer. We go to the third. No score. Vic Raschi will face Belanger, Palmer, and Buford in the Orioles' third. Raschi kicks and deals. This is trouble for the Yankees. Gonna get off the wall in left. Look at Belanger muscling up. Woodling runs it down and fires it back toward the infield, and Belanger has a leadoff double. Here's Palmer. How do they want to play this? This is a interesting call for Earl Weaver. Raschi, the stretch, checks Belanger. The delivery, Palmer squares to bunt. And Palmer swings through a bunt with 2 strikes, and hey, struck him out. First out of the 3rd inning for Raschi. Palmer doesn't get the bunt down, and here's Buford. Don is 0 for 1. The pitch from Raschi. Base hit for Buford. Goes to left field. Checking Woodling's arm. It is average. They are waving Belanger. They are waving Mark Belanger. So Woodling is a 4. We give Buford a hit. Belanger is waved around 3rd. Coming home. Woodling's throw. Unless they cut it. No, they're not. They're letting it through. And they got him at the plate. Woodling to Berra to 7-2 put out. Buford advances to 2nd. Because... yes, he does. Because he's got that speed. So Belair will be up with 2 outs now. So with Belanger on 2nd, Buford hit a single to left. Woodling charged hard and fired home. Yogi Berra applied the tag, and while he did so, Buford went to 2nd. Now it's Blair. Raschi the stretch, and the delivery to Paul Blair is hit on the ground to Gil McDougald at 3rd. He fires to Johnny Mize, and that retires the Orioles in the 3rd. So they get a chance, but the Yankees come through again. And the Orioles do not score. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and both teams have, what the little boy shot at, nothing. Rizzuto, Martin, and Raschi, 7-8-9 up in the Yankee 3rd. Palmer winds and deals to Phil Rizzuto, and this is going to be a base hit to center for Rizzuto. Now it's Martin. Palmer the stretch, the pitch to Billy. There goes Rizzuto, the hit and run is on. Ground ball to Belanger. No play at 2nd. He fires to Powell at 1st. And they retire Martin on the play as Rizzuto slides safely into 2nd base. So with 1 out now, it's Raschi, a 188 hitter in the 1952 season. Palmer the stretch and the delivery to Vick. Ground ball, shortstop, heading up the middle, cut off by Belanger. He plants and throws to Powell, and that'll retire Vic Raschi as Rizzuto takes 3rd on the play. So with 2 outs, the Yankees have a potential run 90 feet away, and now Palmer's got to deal with Gene Woodling at the top of the Yankee order. The pitch. And hey, struck him out on a bender. Palmer's first strikeout. That retires the Yankees in the 3rd. So both teams produce serious threats in the 3rd, but neither one can come through. We go to the 4th with no score. Good ball game in the Bronx today. Frank Robinson, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, 3-4-5 hitters in Earl Weaver's order. Frank is 0 for 1. The pitch from Raschi is ball 4. He walked him. All right, so Frank Robinson goes down to 1st. Here comes Boog Powell. And Raschi the stretch. The delivery to Powell. Frank Robinson gets the jump. He is gone on a stolen base attempt. Powell takes the pitch for a called strike one. The throwdown from Berra to Phil Rizzuto is not in time. Robinson steals second, and he's in scoring position now. With nobody out, Powell behind in the count 0-1. Raschi's next delivery is a line drive right at Billy Martin. One down. Good wood, but does not find a hole. Brooks Robinson now 0-1. Frank Robinson still at second base. The pitch to Brooks is hit in the air to left. Woodling under it and puts it away for out number 2. Here's Elrod Hendricks. Raschi the stretch. The pitch to Elrod. There's a base hit for Hendricks. To center field. Mantle cuts it off in right center. Frank Robinson will be waved and will score. Hendricks takes a big turn but holds on as Mantle's throw comes into second base. It's 1-0 Orioles. Davy Johnson comes up. Hendricks at first. Raschi the stretch, the delivery. Davy swings, and it's a comebacker to Vic Raschi. He gloves it, takes a couple steps toward Johnny Mize, and flips him the ball. And that'll retire the Orioles, but they get a run on a hit, and they leave one. After 3.5, it's 1-0 69 Orioles over the 52 New York Yankees. King of the Hill action. The winner will host Don Sutton and the 1974 Los Angeles Dodgers. McDougald, Mantle, and Berra, 2-3-4 hitters up in the Yankee fourth. The pitch from Palmer. This is hit in the air to left. Don Buford toward the line will make the catch for out number 1. Here's Mantle. Yankees have had only one base runner. It was a single by Rizzuto in the third. That's it. Palmer winds and deals. And it's to right, but not deep. Frank Robinson comes in a few steps and makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Yogi. Palmer kicks and delivers. Base hit for Yogi. This goes to right. Drops in front of Frank Robinson. He gets it back in. Yankees have a base runner with 2 outs for Hank Bauer. Palmer the stretch. The pitch to Bauer. There's a hit for Bauer. Goes to center field. Yogi around second. He will be waved to third as the throw comes into second base from Paul Blair. Yankees at the corners now with 2 outs for 39-year-old Johnny Mize. Palmer the stretch. The pitch to Mize. Mize swings and hits it in the air to center. This will drive Blair back a few steps, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So we've completed 4 in the books. And it's 1-0 Baltimore. Good ball game. Tense stuff in the Bronx at the house that Ruth built. Belanger, Palmer, and then the top of the Orioles order, Buford, in the top of the 5th. Belanger doubled in the 3rd. Raschi winds and deals. Belanger swings and hits a bounding ball to Billy Martin. He gloves it and throws to Mize for out number 1. Here's Jim Palmer. Palmer, a good athlete, hit 203. In 1969, Raschi winds and deals. Hey, struck him out. Baked beans. Gas. 3rd strikeout for Raschi. Trying to right the ship after a shaky 4th inning. Here's Buford. Buford's 1 for 2. Raschi winds and deals. Ground ball. Billy Martin to his left. Gloves it. Plants. Throws to Mize. And that'll retire the Orioles in the 5th. We're halfway through this one. 1-0 Baltimore. Casey Stengel applauding his troops as they come back to the dugout for their turn at bat. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Rizzuto, Martin, and Raschi coming up 7, 8, 9 for the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Baltimore. Palmer kicks and deals to Rizzuto. Base hit for the Scooter to center field. 2nd hit for him. 4th hit for the Yankees on the day. Billy Martin comes to the plate. Palmer the stretch. The pitch to Billy. Comebacker. Gloved by Palmer. He turns and fires to Belanger for 1. The relay to Powell is not in time. Billy the Kid beats the relay, beats the rap at first. Rizzuto is retired 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Martin is safe. Now it'll be Raschi. Palmer the stretch. The delivery to Vick. He squares to bunt. He pops it up. Can Billy scramble back? Yes, he can. So he pops up to Boog Powell, who runs in and gloves it. But Martin was not far enough away from the base to be doubled off. So with 2 outs and Martin still at first, it's Woodling. Palmer the stretch and the delivery to Gene. Hey, struck him out. Pork and beans. Gas. 2 strikeouts for Palmer. We've played 5, and it's 1-0 Baltimore over New York. Blair, Frank Robinson, and Boog Powell 2, 3, 4 coming in the Orioles order in the 6th. Baltimore's looking for insurance, or as they say in Central Illinois, insurance. Raschi kicks and deals to Paul Blair. Hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley with a little nacho cheese. Gassy. 4 strikeouts for Vic Raschi. 1 gone in the 6th, and it's Frank Robinson. A pitch. Base hit for Robinson to center field. Mantle gets it back in. 1 for 2 for Frank. He scored after being walked in the 4th. Boog Powell. Yankee infield playing for 2. The pitch from Raschi to Powell. Ground ball to the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto. He gloves it, goes to Martin for 1, and the relay to Mize is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by the Yankees. And that will end the inning as well. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Baltimore. McDougald, Mantle, and Berra coming for the Bombers. 2, 3, 4. Palmer winds and deals. Hit in the air to right, into right center. Frank Robinson makes a nice running catch for out number 1. Here's Mickey Mantle. Palmer winds and deals to the Commerce Comet, and he walked him. 1 out, 1 on for the Yankees. Yogi at the plate. Palmer the stretch and the delivery to Yogi. Base hit for Berra. 2nd of the day to right field. Stopping at 2nd is Mantle. 2 on with 1 out now for Bauer. Earl Weaver is looking for the Chesterfields in the Baltimore dugout. Oriole defense at double play depth. Palmer the stretch and the pitch to Bauer. Ball 4, he walked him. That's going to get the Orioles bullpen cooking. Bases are dripping with the Yankees, and only one man out in the 6th. Dick Hall and Pete Rickert are throwing lefty-righty double-barreled action just the way Earl Weaver likes it whenever he's in the Big Apple. And now it's Johnny Mize at 0 for 2 and a fine double-play target. Oriole defense is going to play for 2. Mize is 0 for 2. The pitch. Mize corks it to center and deep. Blair is back, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Scoring is Mantle, we're tied. Scoring is Berra, it's 2-1 Yankees. And being waved is Bauer. He is being waved around third. The throw is cut off near the mound by Boog Powell, and it's 3-1 Yankees on a bases clearing double by that man again, Johnny Mize, his 5th hit in 2 days. And Weaver is lighting up. Rizzuto 2 for 2 with Mize at second, 1 out. The pitch from Palmer. He hits it in the air to center. Coming in is Blair, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Billy Martin is up with Raschi on deck. 0 for 2 for Billy. The pitch from Palmer is a base hit. Gonna be into right center field. Splitting Frank Robinson and Paul Blair. Around second goes Martin. The relay from Davy Johnson all the way to Brooks Robinson is not in time. It's a sliding triple for Billy Martin. Mize scores in good shape. It's 4-1 Yankees, and that's going to do it. Or is it? No. They're going to leave him in. Raschi is up. Martin at third, 2 men out, 4 runs in the inning for the Yankees. The pitch. Martin swings and hits it. Jam job to short. Belanger gloves it and fires to Powell, and that will retire the Yankees in the 6th. But they get 4 on 3 hits and take a 4-1 lead on Jim Palmer and the '69 Orioles. Raschi is out with a cushion to work with, and Brooks Robinson, Ellie Hendricks, and Davy Johnson will be up in the 7th. 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Orioles. Raschi winds and deals to Robinson, and there's a base hit. Left field, drops in front of Woodling. He throws it back in, and the Orioles have a good start to the 7th. Hendricks is 1 for 2. Raschi the stretch and the delivery to Ellie Hendricks. Ground ball, Mize. He gloves it by the line, and he beats Hendricks to the bag for out number 1 as Brooks Robinson moves to second. Raschi's fatigue is 34 batters before that may become an issue, and he has faced 24. Davy Johnson up 0 for 2. The pitch from Raschi to Johnson. Line drive right back at Raschi. And Brooks Robinson scrambles back to second. Now it's Belanger with Palmer on deck, but of course he won't bat if it gets to him. 2 outs, Brooks at second. Belanger 1 for 2. Raschi the stretch, and the delivery to Mark is ball 4. He goes down to first base, and we're going to see a pinch hitter for Palmer. All right, so Earl Weaver going to have Dave May pinch hit for Palmer. Backup outfielder and future Milwaukee Brewer. May hit .242, so Palmer's day is done after 6 innings of work. He allowed 7 hits, he walked 2, he struck out 2, and allowed 4 runs. They're all earned. He is on the hook for the loss, unless Dave May launches one deep into the night. Vic Raschi the stretch and the pitch to May. And he might just launch this one deep into the night to right and deep. And it's gone into the right field stands. A pinch hit 3-run bomb for Dave May ties this ball game at 4. Earl Weaver coughing hysterically in the dugout because of the Chesterfields that he just swallowed. 4-4 ball game, and now the Yankee bullpen needs to get working because Raschi has just given up the lead on a 3-run bomb. Bob Kuzava and Tom Morgan are throwing in the Yankee bullpen. Lefty-righty double-barreled action just the way Casey Stengel likes it whenever he's in Fun City. Here's Buford 1 for 3. 4-4 game. The pitch. Base hit Buford. Now it's Blair. Raschi seems to be coming apart at the seams. Raschi the stretch. The pitch to the 0 for 3 Blair. Frank Robinson would be next. Blair swings, hits it in the air to left, but not deep. Here comes Gene Woodling, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Unbelievable. A pinch hit bomb by Dave May ties the game at 4. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch them out in the Bronx with your score. Yankees 4, Orioles 4. Palmer's done. Put a fork in him. The new pitcher will be Pete Rickert, and he will bat in the number 9 spot in the order. Rickert, of course, is a lefty. Dick Hall continues to throw. 44 games for Rickert in 1969, 57 innings, 7-4 with 12 saves. See what kind of stuff Pete has today. It's B stuff. He will face Woodling, McDougald, and Mantle. We're going to see a pinch hitter for Gene Woodling, I believe. Or maybe not. Yes, we are. It's going to be Bob Serve hitting for Woodling and doubtless taking over in left field. So it's a lefty-righty matchup now. And the pitch from Rickert to Serve. Hey, struck him out. He humped up on that fastball. 1 gone in the Yankee 7th. Gil McDougald now. Mantle on deck. The pitch from Rickert. Hit in the air to center, right center field. Blair is there and makes the catch for out number 2. And Mickey Mantle. Rickert kicks and deals. Mantle, hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. 2 strikeouts in the 7th for Rickert. We go to the 8th, and we've decided nothing. It's a 4-4 ball game between these two all-time heavyweight ball clubs. Raschi is back out. Casey wants to squeeze another inning out of him. Johnny Sain is not available after pitching 2 2/3 innings yesterday. So Sain is not available. It's Morgan and Kazava as the leading ladies in the Yankee bullpen. There are other good pitchers in the Yankee bullpen. Tom Gorman, Bill Miller, but right now it's Kazava and Morgan throwing in the bullpen. Top of the 8th, meat of the Baltimore order coming up. Frank Robinson, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson. Raschi kicks and deals. Frank Robinson swings and hits it in the air to left fielder Bob Serve. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Coming up now is Boog Powell. Boog is 0 for 3. The pitch from Raschi. Hey, struck him out. He humped up on that one. 5 strikeouts for Raschi. 2 gone now, and it's Brooks Robinson. 1 for 3 for Brooks. The pitch from Raschi. Ball 4, he walked him. Let's do a count of our stamina here. 34 batters is Raschi's number. 28-32, so 2 more before that could become an issue. Hendricks is due. He could go to Kazava here. No, he's going to stick with Raschi. Johnson is next. Would be next. The pitch. Hendricks swings, hits it to center. Mickey Mantle back a few steps, but plenty of room in the Bronx. And he makes the catch for out number 3. So Raschi gets through 8. We'll see if he's out there for the 9th. Pete Rickert coming back out. He'll face Yogi, Bauer, and Mize unless Earl Weaver goes to his bullpen. In the bottom of the 8th. Lefty-lefty matchup. Rickert against Berra. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. 3 strikeouts and 4 hitters for Rickert, throwing smoke. Speaking of which, here's Hank Bauer. 1 for 2. Rickert winds and deals. Bauer, trouble. To left field, down the line. It's going to rattle around in the corner. Buford's got to go get it. Bauer around first, heading to second. And Cruz is into second base with a 1-out double. Here's Johnny Mize. Well, it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Johnny Mize, of course, an all-time great hitter. Gonna leave him in there because I think I'd throw up in my mouth a little bit if I pinch hit Bobby Brown for Johnny Mize under any circumstances. So Rickert against Mize. Rizzuto is next. Bauer at second. Rickert the stretch. The pitch to Mize. And it's a comebacker, gloved by Rickert. He knocks it down. He picks it up. He fires to Powell. And while all that's happening, Hank Bauer proceeds to third base. So he's 90 feet away with 2 men out for Rizzuto. Could go to Hall here. But going to try and get away with it because the pitcher spot is due up third in the 9th inning. Rizzuto 2 for 3. The pitch. Didn't get away with it. It's a base hit. Drops in front of Buford. It's 5-4 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. Rizzuto 3 for 4 with a lead producing double or single here in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's Martin. 1 for 3 for Billy. The pitch from Rickert. Hey, struck him out. So Rickert comes back and gets out of it, but in the 8th, the Yankees get a run on 2 hits and take the lead back at 5-4. We go to the 9th. It's put up or shut up time for the Orioles. Johnson, Belanger, and a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Raschi is going to try and finish for Casey. Kuzawa and Morgan have thrown a full game in the bullpen as of now, but they are ready. All right. So Raschi against Johnson. Belanger is on deck. The Orioles need a run to keep the game going or this is over. And the 52 Yankees will host the 74 Dodgers unless the Orioles can get at least a run. Johnson 0 for 3. Raschi kicks and deals. Johnson swings. Line drive at McDougal. He makes a nice play, and there's one down in the 9th. Here's Belanger, who I would hit for, but this is like Mark Belanger's career year at 287 and 53 walks. All right. Here we go. Clay Dalrymple has moved out into the on-deck circle. Belanger's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Raschi kicks and deals. Chart 54, where are you for the first time today? Where are you, Chart 54? Where did you go? Here we are. Ready? It's a 4. Fly ball to center field. Mantle coming on. Is he going to boot this ball? He is a 10. He's a 10. He boots it, and it's an exotic error, which means, of course, that it ought to be in a zoo somewhere. Center field outfielder error, rolling the D20. 10. Double plus error, batter safe at third, runners advance 3 bases. My goodness. So it drops in for a double, then Mickey kicks it halfway into right center field, and by the time he retrieves it, Belanger's on third. And the Orioles have the tying run only 90 feet away, and here comes Clay Dalrymple. And that is going to knock... That's going to do several interesting things. That's going to knock Raschi from the game because it was a hit and an error. So it'll kick in Raschi's fatigue. Dalrymple batting for Raschi, a left-handed batter. Here comes Casey with the hook. And it's going to be Tom Morgan, a right-hander, coming on for the Yankees. And you're wondering why I'm not bringing in a lefty. It's because I'm trying to avoid Merv Rettenmund batting for Dalrymple. And A stuff for Tom Morgan. Now, at the same time, we're going to have a double switch for the Yankees. And it's going to be Bobby Brown taking over at third base. He will bat ninth. For Casey. And that will, in turn, move Gil McDougall to second base and drive Billy Martin from the proceedings. So Brown is at third. McDougall moves to second. Martin comes out, and Tom Morgan is the new pitcher with A stuff here in the top of the ninth. All righty. Yankees are going to move the infield in. 5-4 Yankees, 1 out, top of the ninth. Dalrymple still waiting for Morgan to finish his warm-up pitches. Morgan the stretch, checks Belanger at third, and the pitch home to Dalrymple is hit to right and deep. My goodness. Back goes Bauer, and he makes the catch. But scoring from third is Belanger, and we are tied at 5. So a sacrifice fly by Dalrymple. He comes through and knots the game at 5. And now with 2 outs in the ninth, it'll be Buford. Morgan kicks and deals to Buford. Ballpark check. Here's the 52 Yankees ballpark. Buford's a left-handed batter against the right-handed pitching Morgan. Popped him up. Third base side. Bobby Brown in foul territory is going to take it for out number 3. But the Orioles, thanks to a double and then an error by Mantle, getting Belanger all the way to third with 1 out, and then a sacrifice fly by Dalrymple, get 1 run on 1 hit. And we're tied at 5. This is another great game. Gee whiz. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Yankees need any old kind of a run to win it. And it's going to be Dick Hall, the side armor, going to bat in the number 9 spot in the order to do the pitching honors for Earl Weaver's men. All right. Throwing in the Baltimore bullpen are Marcelino Lopez and Eddie Watt, lefty-righty double-barreled action. I already told you how Earl likes that in the Big Apple. Bobby Brown, Bob Serve, or a pinch hitter, and Gil McDougall, 9-1-2 for the Yankees in the bottom of the ninth. 5-5 game. See what kind of stuff Dick Hall has. He has B stuff. Bobby Brown, a left-handed batter. The pitch. Base hit for Dick Hall, off of Dick Hall to right field for Bobby Brown. That's going to bring up Serve. He is not an adept bunter. So, with that in mind, boy. Joe Collins is going to hit for him. Joe Collins hitting for Serve. And could take, well, no, he couldn't. Well, we'll see what happens if we get to the 10th. Unless I'm out of outfielders, which would be, oh no, I'm not. Never mind. No, I'm not out of outfielders. Okay, so it's Collins. Nobody out. Brown at first. Hall the stretch. The pitch to Joe Collins. He squares to bunt. And he gets it down. He bunts it to Dick Hall, who turns and fires to Davy Johnson covering first. And that will retire Collins as Bobby Brown, Dr. Bobby Brown, if you don't mind, moves up to second base with one out. Gil McDougald is up. Mantle is on deck. First base is open. The winning run at second base for the Yankees. McDougald against Hall. The stretch for Dick Hall. The delivery is hit in the air to right field. Frank Robinson is under it. Tagging up is Bobby Brown. The throw comes from Frank Robinson toward third base, but it will be late. So McDougald flies out to Robinson. Bobby Brown tags up, and he's 90 feet away. Now there's several ugly options here in the bottom of the ninth for Earl Weaver. There are two outs. Bobby Brown, the winning run is 90 feet away. Mickey Mantle is due. Yogi Berra is on deck, and first and second base are open, but Hank Bauer fouls both of them. So they're going to go after Mantle and see what happens. Dick Hall to Mickey Mantle with the ball game on the line. Dick Hall winds and deals to Mantle. Ground ball, diving stop by Boog Powell. He gets up and beats Mantle to the bag. We're going to have an extra inning ball game today. Yikes. Alrighty. So, we got to do some cleanup duty here. Joe Collins will not stay in the game. Going into left field will be Irv Noren. And he will bat in the leadoff spot in the batting order for Yogi. Or for Casey. Alright, so top of the 10th. Running out of players on both sides here. Tom Morgan will face Blair, Frank Robinson, and Boog Powell, 2, 3, 4 in the Orioles' 10th. We're tied at 5. 0 for 4 for Blair. Morgan has A stuff. The wind and the delivery to Blair. Ground ball, Bobby Brown to his left. He plants and throws to Mize for out number 1. Here's Frank Robinson. Morgan kicks and deals. Robinson swings and tops one to first base. Mize gloves it, steps on the bag, and there's 2 down. Now it's Boog Powell, who's got an 0 for 4 collar going. Morgan winds and deals. Could be a error check, unless it's a 1 to 3 and he'll strike out. It's not. So this is an error check for Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto's error number is a 5. Powell grounds one to Rizzuto. He's up with it and throws to Mize to retire the side in inning number 10. We go to the bottom of the 10th. We are tied at 5 between these all-time great clubs. Dick Hall will face Berra, Bauer, and Mize. 4, 5, 6 hitters in the Yankee 10th. In case you're thinking about stamina, Hall can face 9 batters before that becomes an issue, so he's back out there. Watt and Lopez are ready in Earl Weaver's bullpen. 2 for 4 for Yogi today. Hall kicks and deals. Yogi swings. Line drive at a diving Brooks Robinson for out number 1 in the 10th. Hank Bauer's 2 for 3 with a walk. Hall kicks and deals. And Bauer hits it in the air to right field. Frank Robinson comes in a few steps and makes the catch for out number 2. Last chance saloon in the 10th is Johnny Mize, or are we going to go 11? Hall kicks and deals to Mize. Hey, struck him out. Baked beans. Yes. 2 innings of spotless, well, almost spotless work for Dick Hall. We're going to the 11th with your score, Orioles 5, Yankees 5. Tom Morgan is out for his second full inning of work. He's got plenty of endurance left, and he's got A stuff for Casey. Brooks Robinson, Ellie Hendricks, Davy Johnson, 5, 6, 7 in the Orioles order. Morgan winds and deals to Brooks Robinson. This could get to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. 1-3. It's a strikeout. Nope, no strikeouts. We got a range check for I'm sorry, that's not true. For Irv Noren in left field. Noren's range in left is an 8. Brooks, base hit. It drops in front of Noren. He doesn't get there. Leadoff single for Baltimore. Now it's Hendricks. Ellie is 1 for 4. Morgan the stretch. The pitch to Hendricks. He's not bunting. The pitch. Going to be maybe a range check. Hit to Bobby Brown. It's his prerogative whether he fields it or not. See what I did there? His prerogative. Bobby Brown. Not the same Bobby Brown. Range is a 10 for Bobby Brown. He gloves it. He goes to McDougald at second for 1. The relay to Mize is not in time. Hendricks beats the rap at first. So it was Bobby Brown's prerogative to field that ground ball and fire to McDougald for the fielder's choice put out of Brooks Robinson. But Ellie Hendricks is safe at first. He's there with 1 out for Davy Johnson. 0 for 4 for Johnson. Morgan the stretch, the delivery. Another range check. This time, Gil McDougald at second base, a little bit out of position, but not too bad. He's a 12. He makes the play. McDougald makes the play at second to his left, turns, fires to Rizzuto for 1, and the relay to Mize is not in time. So it's a 4-6 put out of Hendricks as Johnson beats the rap at first. Now it'll be Belanger. 2 outs in the 11th. Dick Hall standing in the on-deck circle, but he's not going to bat. The pitch. Belanger swings, hits it on the ground to McDougald. He's up with it and throws to Mize for the putout. Yankee bullpen holds firm. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Orioles 5, Yankees 5. Dick Hall's going to try one more inning, or at least start one more inning. It's Rizzuto, a pinch hitter for Tom Morgan, and then Dr. Bobby Brown, and we'll see if it's his prerogative to get any base hits. All right, any old kind of a run for the Yankees, and they move on, or they remain king of the hill. Rizzuto's 3 for 4. Dick Hall has faced 7 batters. He can do 9 before fatigue. The pitch. And I'm still dropping dice left and right. Rizzuto swings, hits it in the air to center. Paul Blair coming in a few steps makes the catch for out number 1. Tom Morgan has reached the end of the line. He went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, and that is it. He can't win it. He cannot lose it. All right, so the pinch hitter for Tom Morgan will be Jim Bridewesser. Brideweezer. I don't know. All right, he's coming up though. Jim was a backup infielder for the 52 Yankees and a right-handed hitter. He is up there against Dick Hall. In the bullpen is Bob Kuzava, a lefty. He's going to take over on the mound if we go to the 12th. Dick Hall kicks and deals. Base hit for Jim Bridewesser. Wasser. Base hit to left field. Buford collects it and throws it back in. And the Yankees' winning run is on first base. And here is Bobby Brown. I think we would know all about it. I think we know all about his prerogative by this point. All right, so Dick Hall hanging in there, trying to get to the 12th. Hall the stretch, checks Bridewesser at first base, the pitch. Base hit for Dr. Bobby Brown. It is his prerogative to get another base hit. It's to right field. Around second goes Bridewesser, and he will go to third. There will be Yankees at the corners with one man out, and Irv Noren coming to the plate. That's not the scenario Earl Weaver is looking for, and here he comes with the hook to get Dick Hall out of there. All right, so we're going to get a double switch. It's going to be Eddie Watt to face Irv Noren. Or is it? Yeah, it is. It's going to be Eddie Watt. Dick Hall went 2 1/3 innings. He allowed 3 hits. No runs so far. He struck out 1, no walks. He could lose it. He cannot win it. Eddie Watt, 56 games, 71 innings. In 1969, a 5-2 record with 16 saves. He is on to face Noren, even though he does not have the platoon advantage. Hall was tired. See what kind of stuff Eddie Watt has. B stuff. The new catcher is Andy Etchebarren, and Etchebarren will bat in the 9 hole. Which means if we go 12, he will lead off. So Etchebarren becomes the new catcher. Watt, the new pitcher. Eddie bats 6th. Irv Noren is at the plate. This is his first at bat. He had .235 with 5 home runs in semi-regular duty in 1952. On deck is Gil McDougald. On the bases, it's Jim Bridewesser at third base and Bobby Brown in his prerogative at first base. 1 out. Everybody is in. The infield is in. The outfield is in for Baltimore. Eddie Watt, the stretch. The delivery to Noren. There's a base hit and the ball game is over. The Yankees walk it off and move on. They will host, or remain, King of the Hill. They will host Don Sutton and the 74 Dodgers in our next game. Let's give you the totals. Irv Noren being mobbed just past the first base bag. All right, so for the victorious and homestanding 52 Yankees, 6 runs. 13 hits, and they committed 2 errors. The 69 Orioles, 5 runs, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits, and they committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Tom Morgan. He is 1-0 on the King of the Hill tournament. The losing pitcher is Dick Hall. He goes to 0-1. There was no save in the game. We're going to give the MVP award to Irv Noren, who came through with the walk-off winner. Could give it to Tom Morgan for his outstanding pitching, but I'm going with Noren for the winning hit, and we haven't had... Yeah, I think that's the right call. All right, so our next game will feature Eddie Lopat, the left-hander, on the mound for the 52 Yankees, hosting Don Sutton and the 74 Dodgers in New York, in the Bronx, in the house that Ruth built. Hope you'll join me. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out channel membership. All the goodies you get, freebies, discounts, an archive of games for members only, a whole bunch more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody. So long, everybody.